running it, just clicking to go live. I got about an hour to kill before I got to pick up the kiddo from school. Stern Pinball, drop in. Pokemon, yes, it is official. Pokemon coming out. It is now known as the next cornerstone for Stern Pinball. Figure, hey, I got some time. Let's dissect the trailer, the amazing trailer that just came out. Insane trailer, unbelievable content in this trailer. Let's dissect it together. Let's talk about Media Day. Yes, yet another Media Day. There's Blinky. Binky, what's going on, buddy? How are ya? Give me a second while I get all the multi-streaming going on. As always, high quality productions, as always, by Vic VP. This is also awesome. We could take the time, could talk about basically maybe predictions, talk about what people, like, what do you want to see in the mon of Poke? A lot of stuff. Talk about the hype, who's excited for it, who's it for, a lot of stuff. Let's just hang out real quick. We got about an hour to kill. Content creators always going, trying to look for the next best thing. I have time to kill, so I figured, why not? Yes, happy Friday. It is Friday. We're all excited because it's Friday. Who doesn't love it? We'll play it a couple of times. The biggest thing that's really cool to see, and I wrote it in my Discord, look at that. You could see it. The views on Stern's video just keeps going. It's just going. I think this is probably the most highest viewed release trailer for a solid 10 seconds. And what do you take on it? High anticipation? Are the people really waiting for Pokemon? I think it's crazy. I think it's nuts. It's pretty cool. My buddy Retro Ralph, he posted on Facebook. He's like, do you guys think that we're going to be getting a trailer today? And I'm like, I went just right before this dropped. I was like, let me take a look at history. I looked at how Star Wars was released. Basically, the release trailer versus Media Day invite. I looked at D&D. I looked at King Kong. And usually the trailer drops like this, and then it's 2 weeks later is Media Day. This is a little bit different. So it's pretty cool. Why not? While I get my whole self situated, I definitely have my audio up. Yep. Might as well just play the trailer.
Folks, it's the battle you've been waiting for.
Solid. Right there. That's my video that came out today. Thank you. Solid stuff on that. I mean, you know, are you excited? Are you hyped? What do you see? What do you know? What do you get? First thing off the bat, we at least have the main theme song. Keep in mind, I'm not major on Pokemon. I'm not an expert at Pokemon. I grew up when Pokemon was released. I'll tell you a little silly story about my first kind of little experience where I tried to get into Pokemon and then I miserably failed. And I think I was like 10 years old at the time. Yes. But there you go. That is the trailer that we got. Solid 18 seconds of Pokemon.
It's the battle you've been waiting
Interesting. Like I said, it's just so much. There's so much like.
Folks, it's the battle.
There's so much that could have been done. There's so much. This is what's kind of crazy with the Media Day and the NDA and all that. Again, like I said, I'll give you my, I'll talk about Media Days, how it goes. I am going. Yes, I love it. Thank you, Stern Pinball, for the invite. I always get excited when you get an email from Stern Pinball. Anybody doing anything. When you get an invite to a Media Day, it's always exciting. I'm usually known as a guy that films the gameplay. So yes, I will be doing that. I will bring my cameras. I got it down packed. A lot of good views as far as Star Wars on my end. This is what I love about the Media Days. This is where I feel like I contribute just a little bit. I don't care about the views. I really don't care. I'm just happy that I get invited and I get to go. Yes, I pay for my plane ticket. I pay for the hotel. People are like, why are you paying to go? Nobody should be paying anybody. I go. And if you are a big fan of I Love Pinball, I will go and I will pay the plane ticket. I do not mind it. It's not that big of a deal. I don't mind it. I make a good living and I could fund it. It's A-okay. I get excited for it. But the coolest thing that at least I'm happy to contribute is that I do film the gameplay. Now, yes, the gameplay is like awful. What's really cool though with other content creators there's usually 4-player games going, so it's not just me playing. You get to see everybody else. You don't really see them. You just get the play field and the LCD and all. But it's just cool to see. Now, the big thing that keep in mind though, as history, this is right now going to be the 4th Media Day invite. This is the 4th time I'm going to Chicago for Stern, and I love it. We're basically beta testers. We are basically paying to test the game. I don't really see it that way. I just see it as like, hey, I get to see the first-hand look at this new game, and I get excited because I love pinball. I just love pinball. Keep flipping. I love everything about it. So it's pretty cool. I always read the comment section, but the coolest thing that I want to get my point across, again, like I said, I'm very happy I bring my cameras. It's funny, every time I go to Stern, there's like their pinball alley where they have the machines in their private little room, and I take a corner. I always go to my main designated corner, and I drop my bag. Luckily, there's an outlet, so I'm able to charge my batteries. Star Wars was really cool because I filmed like a good 2 hours worth of gameplay combined. I get the Pro, the Premium, and the LE gameplay. This Media Day, I might not right away record. I don't know yet. Usually when I start recording, it's like our first flips, like how does it react and stuff and such. But yes, big thing is that I read the comments, and you could see, and I'm really happy to see that some people in the comments go, wow, man, this looks great because of this footage that you shot of the Premium. I am buying a Premium. Or I've seen, hey, the Pro looks amazing. I'm going to pull the trigger on a Pro. So at least I feel like I'm contributing in some type of way. I love going to the Media Days. That's just the best thing about it. That is what is awesome. Jonathan's here. I see you, buddy. Jonathan is very excited for Pokemon. We all are. This is pretty cool. This is awesome. Again, we'll look at the trailer. We'll dissect the trailer just like what I did with Harry Potter when that came out. Just not much to dissect. Not much. So it's like, is there a reason? Is there a reason why there's not much on the screen right now? That is the question. That is also because of this whole NDA stuff. There's not much. All we see here is like the expression lights, right? Is that, can we all agree on that? That is the expression lighting? That's all we see. It's just kind of interesting that it's kind of cool, like the Stern logo popped. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it. I don't know. I don't know. We're talking about arcade in the chat. They're talking about arcade pinball machines and such. You got Street Fighter. Don't forget about Street Fighter. I still have that here. I love it. Right now, again, the biggest thing with this reveal, we do see at least that we have the music score. I would assume you have the entire music score. The announcer here, I'll be honest, I'm gonna do a quick search for like Pokemon Stadium on N64. I feel like that sounds like the announcer. So that's all I could get out of this. Now, as far as like what do we want? What are we hoping for? What do you expect this to be? What type of gameplay is it? Again, I've heard the rumors in our little round one Long Island Pinball Society group. Somebody did say that apparently like games on location will have like certain Pokemon, and now you have to go to that specific game to capture the Pokemon. There's a lot of possibility, honestly, when it comes to it. The big thing, again, when you say the word Pokemon to me, I envision, again, I don't know the exact date when Pokemon came out, but I remember the whole cartoon, and it was very anime-like, with like the mouths that like it's a frozen face and the mouths just move when they're all like excited. I remember a couple of video games, like I said before, Pokemon Stadium, iconic N64 game. That's kind of like where I would maybe want a Pokemon game to be. Pokemon Stadium was like you had your arsenal and then you were just fighting. It wasn't really like how the Game Boy game was, where you're kind of going around the town and then like, oh, you stepped on a certain block and now you activate this mode. I don't know. My only critique about this trailer here is that there's so much potential that could have happened, and it didn't happen. The only thing I've been saying in like the groups and in the Facebooks and all that, all I was really saying is like you could basically put like I'd rather just load it. Hold on, let me just load up. For example, let me just take you out. Hold on. The only thing that I was thinking. Because again, right now, that beginning there, that doesn't say anything or scream anything about Pokemon. Like, let's be real. There's nothing. Even like the expression lighting, I feel like isn't even the right color per se. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could have done better with like red and white. That would have really given me like the vibe of Pokemon, I guess you could say. I'm going to see this real quick. I'm going to definitely make sure I lower the volume. Skip these ad, Pika. We gotta hope like I hope voice actors and all are there. Oh, you have it. I didn't even take it off, but yes, I feel like you could have done work with just like a generic field background, almost like how the box art is. Like you could have probably done work like that. Give us a background, and then you should have just thrown a Pokeball in, and then Stern logo pop, bang. That's it. That is Pokemon. I just, like I said, I don't really see it. I unfortunately said this trailer that was released. We're grateful for a trailer. Don't get it twisted. We're grateful for a trailer. It doesn't scream Pokemon. There's nothing on the floor, so we're getting the vibe of a playfield that is just bare. That's not too bad. Like the blue and the white, it really. I'm thinking about a Pokeball. I'm thinking red and white. I don't know. So now it's like you go on the forums, you can kind of even see. In like the chat there, some people are like, oh man, like, you know, is there a licensing thing? Is that why they didn't show much here? Star Wars, you at least got like that space Starfield. Cool. You definitely like see that and you know Star Wars. This right here doesn't, aside from, again, like I said, aside from the sounds, you don't get anything Pokemon related. Please play Pac-Man. I'm begging you, please. Hassan, we're talking pinball on TikTok. We're talking pinball here. We're talking pinball here, buddy. Take a look at another live stream of arcade stuff. We're talking pinball here. It's also kind of funny when you see that actual, let's slow it down. It's kind of interesting when you see the actual expression light. It almost gave me the effect that it's like a PNG that was trying to get cut like that. It looks like as if a logo wasn't like cut out. I don't know if I'm making sense on that. But I don't know. Either way, it's Pokemon. People are excited for it. Now, the one thing I wrote, it's very interesting if you do see the latest like Ask Jack Danger. Somebody asked Jack about the click-clack room where they do the testing and all that. And he mentioned something, and I'm like, ooh, can we expect this? He did mention, somebody wrote there, like the question was, what is the longest running mech inside the click-clack room that they have? And he mentions the Game of Thrones dragon. Out of all the mechs there, he did say it's the longest running one, but, a big but, can we maybe possibly expect a Charizard dragon utilizing that mech? Let that sink in. Like, is there a reason why he said that mech? Maybe they're like, ooh, we're going to take this mech and let's put it towards the Charizard. Like, I don't know. Also, a lot of people, as far as like the artwork, I kind of dig the idea where they're basically saying the Pro Premium LE, maybe it'll have certain Pokemon on it. Like the Pro might be like the Pikachu edition and the Premium might be like the Blastoise. Interesting stuff. Now, again, for me, I didn't grow up on Pokemon. I wasn't a big fan of Pokemon. I really wasn't a fan of like the animation. It wasn't for me. But the video games, I've always been down for the video games. That's a definite thing. Again, like I said, I'm gonna bring up I'm gonna just keep bringing up the Pokemon Stadium. Hopefully, maybe we could actually hear like the announcer in the beginning. I have my TV low, so I don't get like that random kind of feedback. We definitely we don't want slow motion on that.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
See, like that would be interesting if they're using that announcer. But again, that's like video game related, so people are gonna be like, Vic, that's not Pokemon. Like that's you're talking about one.
Oh, it's Sandshrew.
It kind of sounds like the guy.
Count is 3-1.
I gotta open up a second window. Hold on 1 second. I have to like open up another like YouTube. Try to compare that. I feel like I thought it sounded like him. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. I am probably wrong. The only question now, again, because again, like I said, I'm not a pro at Pokemon, is that maybe somebody in the comments could let me know what you hear.
Folks, it's the battle you've been waiting for.
That announcer right there, is that somebody in Pokemon? Have you seen Pokemon shows and you've heard that? Because then you bring this in.
The battle has become one-sided.
That's close. That's close to me. No, is it not? Again, I might be nerding out.
You've been waiting for.
I feel like when you started Pokemon Stadium, like that was like the first thing that they said when like a battle starts. Let's see if we could get it.
Here comes the first opponent. An easy victory should be within reach.
You guys let me know. Are you guys hearing the same announcer? I feel like I'm hearing the same announcer. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You guys let me know. I'm hearing that. That's what I'm hearing. Again, though, you know, I haven't even looked it up. Like, does Pokemon have like a current gen where like all the graphics are like 4K, whereas like I'm comparing it to like an N64 game? I don't know. I have to kind of do a little bit more research on Pokemon. Like I said, I don't know much about Pokemon. I know like the 3 iconic, you know, you choose your first Pokemon. It's usually Pikachu. Everybody picks Pikachu because they love Pikachu. And that's all I know. Now, as far as growing up, like I said, there was one funny little thing. Again, Pokemon, I believe, came out either on the Game Boy Color or on the Game Boy. I don't really remember if it was on the original Game Boy, but I had a little story where I went to one of those Hallmark stores, and I put like money down. The Pokemon was the biggest craze, so I'm like, okay, cool. I went to this Hallmark store, and they had like this box, and it had like the cards in it. So I went, and I go to pay for this box, and I say to the guy, I'm like, hey, does this work on Game Boy? And he's like, no, these are cards. You're buying cards. You're not buying a game. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I was like, I'm not buying it. And I walked away. That's my little story about Pokemon. Yes, I never really fully played the game. Now with these whole multicades and the arcades and the retro handhelds that you could do, you could essentially play all of the classic Pokemon games at your fingertips. Again, for me, Pokemon Stadium, iconic game. You didn't have to walk around. You just like chose your Pokemon and like went and ripped it. So part of me, I'm kind of hoping something like this. Then the other question is, are we looking at like D&D where you're going to be able to progress and continue? I don't know. I don't know. What do you like? How do you make this into a pinball machine? That is the question of the day. Yep, somebody agrees with me. It sounds like the same voice. Yes, probably call-outs would be the same. But the only big question is like, is that voice in like the original cartoon? Is that like, that's also another thing. Like, I mean, I would assume everybody would want this game to be about the cartoon. When I think Pokemon, I think video game. I don't think cartoon. I think video game. And I could be wrong, but I believe Pokemon started as a cartoon. It was like the Saturday morning thing. And I remember the craze. It was like insane, the craziness of it, these freaking ads. Luckily, it's like reasonable ads. I'm not getting like politic ads. I don't know. Don't know. Rob over here with the Squirtle all the way. Yeah, Squirtle. Was Squirtle's formation into Blastoise or no? Am I thinking wrong? I remember Blastoise. Is this something that you would get? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've kind of learned, honestly, some, you know, whatever. This is cool just to stream and talk because I have time to kill. But in all honesty, I've learned that being like a new inbox buyer is, it's not really for me anymore. Again, my first getting into pinball was new inbox Jersey Jacks. Right now, this is what's hard. This is what's difficult. I'll be honest, how am I gonna say this? Oh. Stern has a couple of titles that I would actually like. Definitely, like the theme. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Star Wars, so like count me out. Anything Star Wars, like I would not have because I don't like it. Right now I proposed a trade on Toy Story because I've almost beaten Toy Story. I proposed a trade. Guy is pretty cool with the trade. And it is one of the games that Stern, a game that they actually have, and I actually enjoy playing. So right now for me, if I was going to get a Stern right now, I would be looking at an Uncanny X-Men, and I would be looking at a King Kong. And then I would probably be looking at a Pokemon. Only because like these are themes that I dig. Now though, it's like I don't want to trade my Toy Story. I put an offer in for a trade for a Kong Premium. And the guy was like, this is kind of a good deal. He's like, let me know when you beat Toy Story, hit me up. So it might happen, but now it's like you see this, and now it's like, do I want to pull the trigger on a Kong Premium? But again, now you're talking like this type of stuff here, you're talking new in box. You would have to buy this game new in box. Or, I mean, wait 3 or 4 months and wait for the updates and all that. So, I don't know. The other thing is like, what do people expect the playfield to have? Like, what do you expect this game to actually have? I don't know. I have like no way. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you look at Star Wars, you're like, okay, this should be like a Death Star. Like, okay. Again, I don't know Star Wars, but that's like what you resort to. When Kong came out, at least the teaser with Kong, we saw the gong. We saw the gong. And we're not getting anything on this. D&D. What was the D&D reveal? I feel like D&D reveal was dice roll into the Dragon Multi-Ball LCD animation. See, like you could have done that, Stern, with this, but you didn't. And again, it just goes back to, is it a licensing thing? And again, just like John says in the chat, they are dealing, not we. They are dealing with Nintendo. Nintendo, you can see it there. You know Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I mean, I said, if this turned into like a Super Mario Bros, that to me would be a new inbox purchase for me. I love Mario. The Gottlieb Mario is cool. I enjoy it, but it's just like, what can you do with more? Now let's talk like, if you do Mario, it can't be movie Mario. Now also, to talk about what Binky mentions, you asked me right now, Pokemon versus rumored JJP Sonic. Ugh. I'd have to go Sonic. 100%. They would have a Sonic video game, count me in. I would have to go with it on that. Pokemon in Japan was a game first. When it was coming to the US, they rolled out the show and other stuff. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so Pokemon was a game first before a show. Thank you, John. I appreciate the tip on that. You would know, honestly. If I needed Pokemon knowledge, I would go right to John. So, yes. Lobster. I would go right to Lobster and get all the details. But I don't know. Like, do you expect there to be like a Pokeball on the playfield? Is it going to be like balls shooting at a Pokeball? Because essentially, yes, like Pokeball, throw, monster comes out. I just hope they don't do like a generic like Pokeball, multi-ball. I can't stand that. We have to stop that. I don't like those generic multi-balls. I don't. Please stop that. I don't like generic multi-balls like that. It's just, I hate when they use the word multi-ball in a multi-ball. Like, I think every multi-ball has the word multi-ball like in it. If I real quick, I mean, if we could just see like maybe, if I just look up Pokemon debut. Like a Pokemon debut trailer or something like that. Pokemon the movie was a big deal. I remember that. Look at that. This is what came up on. See, like, it would have to be this. Like, animations have to be this. This style. Like, see, like this, honestly, they could have done that. Stern could have taken this, ball thrown, and then Stern logo. Bang. That's what I would have. Like, you see that, and you're like, okay, this is Pokemon. Whereas the trailer that we got today is just an empty play field and expression lights. If you ask me right now what two Pokemon are on the screen, no clue. I think that is Bulba. That's Bulbasaur. I don't know who the other dude is. Count me out. Don't know. But then was like Bulbasaur, like, yeah, Bulbasaur was like the first, and then it like evolves. It would tell me not, Chad. It would have to be this animation style. LCD would have to look like this. I'm gonna try to see now. Do we have a current Pokemon type of thing? And we're gonna see. I remember the show being in syndication at like 5 to 6 a.m. before the game got huge. Then it was everywhere. Yes, it was everywhere. It was like middle school, and it's like everybody's talking about Pokemon. So you gotta like, if you're not in Pokemon, you suck. Like we have the. I can't hear it. Like I have my TV low because it's gonna have that sick, wicked echo. This apparently is like the movie intro. There's your Squirtle, right? That's Squirtle. See, like, I feel like there's like a. We were talking about this, John, at round one. It's like when you see this game, when we go play Pokemon Pinball, there's like thousands of Pokemon. How many are you expecting or thinking or hoping that are in the game? You would have like your iconic like 5, but it's like what I see now and like the Pokemon cards and all that. You know what would be really crazy? It's not gonna happen though. Is if Stern somehow was able to make LE models are gonna get a very special Pokemon card, like a trading card. It's got to be legit though. You're looking at like only 1,000 made. The resale market on that alone would be nuts. I think that would be insane. Could this lead to some anime pinballs? I'd like to see pinball based on Dragon Ball Z. Everybody always mentions Dragon Ball Z. That's like this era. To me, Dragon Ball and like Pokemon, anime, yes. I don't know. Possibly, but not a bad way to think of it. Rob says Nintendo is like Wizard of the Coast. It's all about the money. It is all about the money. It's very true. I never knew Stern was here locally in Chicago in Elk Grove. Yes, I didn't know that either until I went to Jersey Jack's Media Day. I just want to see real quick. If I do Pokemon 2026, like we saw the animation there. What is this? This is not real. This is a concept trailer. Okay. I want to see what is like Pokemon 2025 trailer. There's a Tom Holland concept. This looks very AI. That's also another thing somebody wrote there, that the Stern trailer looks AI made. I'm like, like, I don't think so. Oh, this isn't too bad actually. Pokemon Legends. This is on the Switch. As we watch this State Farm commercial. It can't be this. It would be heartbreaking if it was like this style. It said Game Freak. Again, I don't know totally. Like, what is Game Freak? Like, if you had Pokemon like this, if this was on the LCD, would you be pissed? Would this be a deal breaker? Like, I can't, me personally, like, games like this, I can't do. It's cool, don't get me wrong, it's just, it's not my genre, I can't play it. See, like, that was all they had to do was throw a ball and then stern. That's it. Instead, we got a bare playfield. Nintendo owns Game Freak. I understand, but what is Game Freak? What does that entail? We're going to look it up. I'll do it together. We're going to be hanging out. Pretty cool to see again. I got a hold of a couple of the content buddies. We got definitely Retro Ralph is joining us. Erica's Pinball Journey. I saw her Instagram post. We got Wild Dog, Aaron, Grown Up Adjacent. He's coming out too. A lot of stuff. It's very cool. Now, real quick, let me just hide this. Hold on. Like, what is Game Freak? Pokemon. We could show this. That's fine. It's a Wikipedia page. Game Freak is a Japanese video game developer, best known for its Pokemon series. Game Freak's first games was the NES. Let's see, what do they have here? List the games developed. They did actually Pokemon Yellow. Am I reading that right or no? Yeah, okay. Game Freak is a developer. Got it. Says here that they developed Pokemon Yellow. They did all the classic Pokemons and they did the new Pokemon Legends. So this is kind of crucial here because they have developed Pokemon. I mean, we're talking early days. Did they do? They got Legends. Let's see. Pokemon Crystal. They did like the 8-bit era of Pokemon. So now that we understand the developer, and you could see how this Game Freak dev, you see it there, Game Freak, they just did Pokemon Legends. This is a great question for you guys. Would you want the game style, I'm talking about visual, of Pokemon Legends, or are you the type that wants like 8-bit? I mean, again, we're talking video games here. So if I just look up like, I don't know, Pokemon Gold. Like, oh, that's like, this is a PC Richard's ad.
Same-day purchase when you buy select mattresses.
Whoa. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Guys.
I do content for YouTube. You think I would get no ads? It's not going to be this. Like, I'm pretty sure we could count. There might be like a mode, almost like the Jaws mode, like the 8-bit mode, but we're not going to get this. I don't see this happening, honestly. Nintendo owns Game Freak. That would be whack. It's probably going to be this. I bet Game Freak gave them a bunch of the models to make their own animations. In the machine itself, I'm thinking like up to 10. We're talking about 10 Pokemon max. But in the video modes, that's going to get a lot of them. Okay. Again, though, it's like, do you see it as like, you're going to hit start? You hit start. Are you now like, choose your Pokemon? Like, is that what's going to happen? Is that the vibe that we're getting? This right here, like I said, as far as like, to me, it would have to be like Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap animation style. And not really, actually, I'm contradicting myself. It would have to be the cartoon. It has to be. Like, forget the 3D models. We all grew up. When you first got wind of Pokemon, it was like that Pokemon movie trailer that I just showed you. Like that is what it would have to be. Pokemon US. Let's do that US debut. Thank God we have sources like YouTube. I Choose You. The first movie trailer. Yeah, like this. This is what it would have to be. It has to be like this. It has to. It cannot, I'm sorry, it cannot be the Pokemon Legends 3. It has to be this. Gameplay and everything must be based on this. It has to. That big LCD screen, it's gotta, that's my opinion. It must be like this. Everything as you play and progress, it has to look like this. That maybe like the battle modes could look like the video game, but like generic gameplay, it has to be this. Pokemon Coliseum, we'll do that. 8-bit or the original show animations what Binky likes. Interesting. Pokemon Go. So Pokemon Go, yes, that's really like, that's a big deal. Pokemon Go is a big deal. We'll look at the animation style on that. Pokemon Go is good with the normies, so it's probably going to be in the style of the games and not the cartoon. Might get some sound clip using it. Maybe you collect the original 156 Pokemon to beat the game. Interesting, Binky. Has Binky cracked the code on how many LEs? Are we looking at 156 LEs? Doubt it. Doubt it. Doubt it. But hey, it's a solid number to keep in mind. It's got to look like this. Real quick, like I said, let's take a look real quick at the Pokemon Go. I have, like, my brother-in-law loves Pokemon Go. I remember, keep in mind, again, this is the power of Pokemon, honestly. People that weren't even into Pokemon were playing Pokemon Go. It was just it was a mobile app. You just like launched it. This was 10 years ago. Do I not get a bullshit ad? Good. Discover Pokemon in the real world with Pokemon Go. Are we going to get the Game Freak? Nope. I remember this. I downloaded this, and you're just over there fucking swiping the Pokeball to capture. And as you walk around, you literally could see the Pokemon next to this arcade cabinet. The idea was genius. Oh. It can't be this. Like, it can't have that, like, no. Like, it looks cool, but for, like, a pinball machine, it can't have these 3D... Like, Pikachu cannot look like that. See, like that. Stern could have done that. So right there. Just show Pokeball thrown and then Stern. Boom. That's it. 10 seconds. Done. Look at that. Look at the advertising on this. Beautiful. Now that would be cool. How this is, how you select the... That's how I would kind of figure that when you press start, you would have to, like... I don't know. I feel like modes, there's no modes. Modes would have to be battles. And then it's like, okay, who are you going to pick? I'm going to pick Pikachu at this. So it's like, I feel like you're not going to press start and pick a Pikachu, pick a character. I don't think they're going to do that. It's got to be like you're just, the ball is like the person wandering the village. And then once you get into a mode, you got to pick. And then depending on who you pick, you'll hit the spinner 100 times to get your super or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know exactly how Pokemon works. Look at this 3-minute trailer for Pokemon Go. It's wild. 750 LEs. It was a 150 in the game. Mew was 151. Silvergun, why did you say 750 LEs? Does 750 equal anything to you? This is like insane advertising right here. I wonder actually, does the official Pokemon YouTube channel, did they show anything? They had this. I think the Super Bowl is going to get something, apparently. Kind of crazy to see that they did not. Nobody, Pokemon, well, I didn't look it up, but so far, that's cool. It's kind of cute. I get it. Because, you know, Pikachu's cheeks are red. I get it. Like, what is this? Mega Evolution. These are the cards. See, like, are we looking at that? If we get characters on the screen like that, are we happy? As a kid born in the 90s, 1990, it's cool. Like, I'm totally cool with like modern, but like I didn't grow up with this style of Pokemon. Not to mention, look at the characters on this. I don't know now. And you see this animation, you see this like character model. Is it a bad thing if they go with this character model? I don't think so. I kind of dig it. I contradicted myself. I kind of dig that. It looks sick. It looks very nice. Like, we cannot knock that. The visuals on that looks great. UK, another ad. Oh, my ads now will be Pokemon. See, like, even this, they could have taken like a generic village like that in the background and thrown a Pokeball in it. That too? Imagine the like, you get the animation of pulling a Poke Pack and the card pack and all that. I think it's crazy. What are LEs? LEs are the limited edition trims on Pinball. You got the Pro, Premium, and LE. That's usually like the max one. It would be a shame. Let's do that now. Great question over here by who is that? Binky. I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna look at the camera. If you did not do foil artwork for your LEs on this, that's not good. We all know, and again, that's like, I don't know Pokemon, but I know, like, when you get the foiled cards, it's like a big deal when you get the foiled cards. Hang on. Joe? Yeah, I'm streaming. What's up? I'm streaming. Yeah. All right, give me like maybe like 10. Give me 10 or 15. All right. Again, I don't know Pokemon that much, but if you didn't do foil artwork on the LE, that is a missed opportunity. Horribly missed. Very badly missed. Like, that has to be it, right? Yes, Tanner cannot wait for the game. I don't care how they work the theme into it or the graphics or whatever. I want it to be a fun pin. Very true. I'm very excited on Media Day. I would love to ask Jack, is this Jack's, original, like, Jack Danger was supposed to be making this, and then I understand Gomez took it over. He didn't redo the entire thing, so I'm very excited to see how this is, because I personally like Jack Danger's games. I loved Foo Fighters when I had it on the loaner. Beautiful game, amazing game. X-Men, I think it's amazing. Just like what Jack wants, he wants to keep pinball weird, and he definitely does that. So I would really be interested to hear how much of Jack Danger's design stayed on this than what Gomez did on it. This game right here, it's like, now the biggest thing with Stern right now that they're battling, look at how Star Wars is. It's like, do you keep this pin as like an easy beginner, like the Buffalo Pinball guys call it a baby game? Like, do you keep it as a baby game, or do you keep it as like a challenging game? I don't like that like idea, because I feel like no matter what machine it is for a beginner, it's tough. You're gonna drain. So I don't think that they should really, I don't think anybody should be making games based on like, okay, we want like I think that model's got to go. Toy Story, for example, I think Toy Story is a great game. You could see I'm not able to get the Final Wizard mode, so it's like, it's not an easy game. It's kind of like a simple, I don't want to say the word simple layout, but I enjoy Toy Story. I don't see it as a beginner game. I don't see it as a baby game. The theme is great for kids. That's why I bought it for my 4-year-old and then for me. And we love it every day. My 4-year-old doesn't care about like, oh, like, I can't go to the final. She don't care. She's playing and hitting Woody and Buzz, and Bo Peep is yelling at her. Like, that's what we like. I love the Elton John pin, and I'm not an Elton John fan. There you go. That is true. That is another prime example of gameplay, though. You don't have to like the game, the theme. The theme may not be for you, but the game is amazing. That is a solid there. Let me see here. I don't know. There's so many ways that this could go. It cannot be this. What I just saw with that card pack versus this is two different like model styles. Like this does not look as cool as the trading card animations that we saw. What are we thinking mech-wise? Oh, I have to think now. Hold on. Let's brainstorm real quick. When they did, for example, older X-Men, when Stern did X-Men, and I know like there's the one with like the Wolverine that's always broken. I think there was different trend like levels to that one. Like there was an X-Men Wolverine and it had the Wolverine. Did they do any other like I know like Hulk, but that wasn't like Hulk's not X-Men. I don't want to sound like an idiot. Right? I don't know. I don't think Stern would do that where it's like 3 different trims would equal 3 different mechs, meaning 3 different characters on the playfield. I don't think they would do that. I don't see the money in that. I see it as an expensive as hell thing. I don't know. It's more like now, like, what do you want in it? Like, what do you want to hit? What do you bash? What is a bash toy in the Pokemon world? I don't want to bash a Pokeball. I think that's gonna be dumb. I don't want to do that. Then it's like again, it's like, are they gonna go like Stranger Things Demogorgon where the thing drops and like you gotta put the ball in the mouth? Like, do you put the ball in the Pokeball? I don't know. There's so many ways that we could play this. The Godfather we got Victor with the dudes on the side is amazing. Oh, well, that's the topper, the gunners. You gotta love the gunners on that. Tron, a theme that meh, but game is great. Meh could be Pokeball that like shakes and opens to capture. To catch Mons. I like that. I'm gonna refer to that. Catch Mons. I like that. I dig that. Well, Fredo's here. What's going on? X-Men LE here in Florida has the Wolverine edition. It's pretty cool and it works. They could do 3 versions, and I bet Pikachu one would be the LE one. On the original Avengers, the one based on the first movie. I see them doing the artwork, the cabinet art. I see them changing it. Definitely. I mean, that's like a given. Look at how Star Wars was. The Pro, the Premium, all 3. I could definitely see that. But as far as the playfield, I do not see them doing that. Unless like they do kind of like the actual playfield artwork, where like, you know, like where Yoda's eyes are, it's like Pikachu's eyes, and then it's like Charizard's. I could see that. But as far as an actual physical plastic toy or a mech being made, I don't see that happening. It's interesting. He's got a good point. If you put a Pokeball and then it shakes, I don't know. I don't know. But the big thing, well, yeah, no, actually. Pokeballs work both ways, where you throw it and the Pokemon jumps out, but then you also throw it and you capture the Pokemon. So it kind of gives you the vibe that Pokeball will be somewhere there. If you look actually kind of carefully, do I want to say it? Do I want to predict it? If you see the animations of when the Pokemon jump out of the Pokeball, it gives you the vibe of a Vuck. I feel like a Vuck would give you that animation of like, oh, it's out. So maybe Pokeball open with a Vuck and then transports the ball. I don't know. How many ramps are we thinking? I'm hoping it's like combo heavy. I have a feeling it's going to be like Deadpool. I think we're going to be looking at something where, look at Deadpool. Deadpool's a great game, and it doesn't have a lot of mechs. But the shots on it are cool. So I'm kind of getting the vibe that it might be like a Deadpool. Like like there's nothing else I could think of. Especially, I said mechs. If you guys have any ideas with like mechs and like, I can't think of anything else. But I'm telling you something, the animations for the cards, like this animation here is sick. I dig that style. That's like cool to me. I'm fine with that. They had a Hulk version with the green trim, right? But what? Oh, it's Avengers. Got it. Got it. I'm on your. I'm now at your level, John. Yes, that is what John is talking about. The Avengers had a different. One had Hulk, and then what was the other ones though? Not to mention Hulk had like that bridge, like it would block. They could do different powder coats. I dig that. I could kind of see that. Like, what is this? No, see, like, it can't be this. That's like that. It cannot be like this. This is AI. Like, please don't pull this. That cannot be a thing. Real quick, Tanner mentioned Pokemon Coliseum. It's just like, again, like, you have to stay with the current. So it's like, do they go? I feel like this is too retro for us, for them. I never played Coliseum. Oh, you actually walk around in Coliseum. Okay. See, like that, you could have just done an animation like that. That's all it needed. Like, where are we going right now? Who is that? It turned to Star Wars. It can't be this. It will not be this. Like, this kind of 3D rendering gaming, it's not going to be this. I want to skip. I just want to get to an actual Pokemon battle. I hope they don't do this. We don't need dialogue in Pinball. We will not need any of this dialogue. No. What the hell? Skip. Come on, give me like a... And it's crazy because this is... Oh, it's a 13-hour long... Here we go. It's a 13-hour long playthrough. Finally, we get a Poke battle. Here we go. That's who you could see there. Like, this guy Chaser wants to battle me. Like, okay, can I battle Tanner? Can I battle John? Can I battle Binky? Like, can we do that? I doubt it because we're not gonna get any like real life head-to-head moments on that. It's got to be now it's like, okay, while you play you got to collect. Then it's like, again, you start, you hit a scoop, it's got to stop the ball somehow. You get the character selection screen on the top, left and right flipper, hit the button, you'll throw your Pokemon, and then now it's like, okay, shoot the spinner 20 times to defeat this. It will definitely be like that. It has to be like that. It cannot not be. It's just, what modes, like, what do you see as modes? Aside from it being Pokemon it has to be. Modes have to equal Pokemon battles. It's not going to be like Godfather where it's like take the cannoli and then it turns into like a police chase thing. It's not going to do that. I doubt they're going to do that. Keep in mind, who is this being marketed to? Right. Who is it going to be marketed towards? Yes. It's got to be marketed towards adults. Because I know my kiddo would love this. She just sees Pokemon. Like, she'll love it. People grew up with the retro stuff that was disposable income. Very true. Fighting gym leaders and collecting gym badges. Interesting. I don't see that. That right there, what Psycho says, is a level of Pokemon that I have no idea what that, like, what? I now that you said it, I'm kind of remembering the thing about the gyms, but I don't see that. But then again, that is Pokemon. Like, yes. I don't know. This is cool. Coliseum looks like a game that is 2v2. It's like like, instead of 1v1, it's a 2v2 type of setup. Also note, we could take a look real quick at, if we go to actually Stern's website. If I could spell pinball, that'd be great. If we go to Stern's website, they do already have the little, what's the word I want to say? Back to main site, they have the silhouette. The silhouette is there. It is live. It is live. I always try to like see, but then again, you don't see the URL there, but like the URL here is wild. This is sternpinball.com/?_GL equals 1 ampersand B514. It's like, I always try to see like, can I like put a word in the URL and it'll bring me to a hidden website. It doesn't. Again, this is just the trailer that we got.
Folks, it's the battle you've...
We'll take a look at the comment section. My buddy Retro Ralph posted something already. We don't have audio? Do we have audio? It's got to have the entire score. It has to have the entire song. Like, that's like a must. With the URL, you can usually see the code name of the game. Interesting. Hold on. I was thinking about that too. Like, what do you think the code name is for it? It's always something like... Sometimes it's like something that's not really even related. How did I even get to that? I went to like Stern and then I clicked on like the home thing and my URL is not that long like it was before. Now the question is, like, what's the next step for Stern? What are we looking at? I mean, if oh God. I have to go pick up my brother. He went to a wrong train station. I'm leaving in 5. Okay, let me go because I gotta help my brother out before the kiddo gets out of school. But the question now is, what's the next level for Stern? When do we see videos? I'm kind of upset. I mentioned it to Retro Ralph. I said, I'll be honest, what would be really cool with Stern, because, you know, when they showed the gameplay of this, when Stern makes their official gameplay and they do the live, they obviously blow it up. Like, they have great players blowing up the game. So I said to Ralph, I was like, you know what would be really cool, but it's not going to happen because of this NDA. I was like, what would be really cool is if Stern just streamed and all the content creators that are there are just playing it. That would be so cool. But we're not going to have that because of the NDA. So it is what it is. Let me know. You can leave comments because I have to go, unfortunately. Leave comments. Let me know what your thoughts. What are we thinking? And then as far as me today, I will make a short. I'll have my short, obviously, outside of Stern. We don't know when the, what's the wording? The embargo date is. If it's like Star Wars and if it's like, no, Star Wars is the only NDA one. We got the email saying, hey, you could talk about your content the next day. So we won't get that email until whenever. So it looks like the code name is Pants. Interesting. Interesting, Psycho. Interesting. But yes, on that note, I got to go, unfortunately. We will see. Stay tuned. Media day. Got to get the cameras ready, get the tripods ready. It was a lot of fun talking Pokemon. We do have to catch them all. It's just, how is Stern gonna pull it off?